Welcome to the Miller Martial Arts Podcast. I'm here with Bubby Mitchell.
Where's Joe?
I think he's working today.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. If you didn't catch Bubby before, check out episode 3. He's on there. You can hear his life story. We got a graphic. Pretty cool. For those watching on YouTube, you can see the graphic. All right. Y'all know what it is. It's Corona season, and we're here to talk about the coronavirus, and we're here to talk about how it's going to affect your martial arts training and what you can do to keep from going crazy in the midst of all your gyms, academies, facilities being closed.
Touche. Yeah, I think it's made a lot of, especially us in our industry, it's made us have to, I say get creative, but at the same time, there's a lot of ideas that we've had. I know there's a lot of ideas that I've had that I'm able to kind of pull the trigger on now because, well, the school is obviously not going to be open. And Atlanta just I guess they just assigned all gyms to be closed in Atlanta. That was just signed off on. But, you know, to dive into the politics of it, libertarian areas are more liberal controlled. New York, California. I'm
starting to see just like all the metropolitan areas. That's where all the craziness is happening. And I could say, like, rightfully so, the populations are significantly higher in those regions and more people are exposed to more people on the reg. So it makes sense.
I saw something this morning, actually. Referee Blake Grice had posted it, and it was true if you think about it. And like, you post something on social media, and where your morals and values and political views and religion and social standards lie will depend on how you react to it. But it is true what he said, and I'll give the background of my side of it. He posted that social media can be a dangerous place. Facebook can be a dangerous place because on one leg, it's true, we can scroll, and in one swipe, you can see somebody saying, this is it. I told y'all, we're fucked. We're about to get controlled, and they're going to take this, and martial law's coming. And then the other side, it's like, hey, man, this ain't so bad. We're coming through it. So it all depends, like, are you optimistic or not on it? But I can tell you this, per, I guess, Facebook algorithm, I have been waking up at like 4 a.m. for the past like week, and I like toss and turn or something and can't sleep, and I'll stay up.
Do you have the chills?
No, nothing like that. Experienced that enough. I'm clear. I want to show you all a picture of one of my flu tests that I had. I had a flu test done February like the 9th. I want to show you guys, but anyway, I'll get to it. But when I get on Facebook though, I try not to get on. I'll play like a game or something, but I'll get on Facebook, and it's weird because the stuff that I see seems to be pretty regular. It's not as tainted, and I guess everybody's on the sleep and whatnot. I don't know the algorithm or why it shows me what, but it seems to be pretty regular. Just muzzle sweeping, stack over there. Oh, damn, Cooter getting the barrel right now with his gun.
It's not chambered. It's in the holster.
So anyway.
Why is it not chambered, do you ask? I was practicing my draws before you guys got here.
All right. He's going to shoot the virus away.
And shoot some of these motherfucking crazies away.
So anyway, Cole and I have sometimes same but different standards or values or outlooks on this situation. And it gets pretty comedic, especially in our group chats that we have. But I'll side with what Blake says. It depends. And I catch myself at certain times of the day of going like, yeah, I'm pretty optimistic on it. And then I catch myself at certain times of the day going, this shit's planned. I mean, I think we all can, I think about everybody, no matter where you stand, can agree that the numbers that China's given are botched. I think that everybody sees that. They all of a sudden have no cases. They all of a sudden have 0 new deaths, new cases. They're even taking people in, like, from other areas, helping them out all of a sudden and this and that. And they're closing down all them temporary hospitals. It's like they just turned this light switch off.
So let me tell you something real quick.
let me start by saying we're not doctors. We're just people that are living through personal experience of what we've seen. But then again, what we've heard has a large impact. And then once again, where you lie on the side of the fence is going to determine what you get out of being him.
Okay, so whether or not what they're telling us is real in China, where the people are saying, you guys don't know how bad it still is here, or whether they're saying, we're shutting all these places down because there's nobody infected with corona. China got a lot more other shit to worry about than the coronavirus. China was bad before the coronavirus. China is going to be bad after it. So whether or not it's still bad in China or not, ain't got nothing to do with us. They got to fix their own shit. And we ain't going to fix it for them.
Tell you what, they ain't got to fix that one bitch that damn just fought Johanna. They got to fix her.
Wait, Lee.
They got to fix her.
Hey,
damn.
Corona can come after her ass. She could have hit him with that left hook.
Right.
She's going to knock that shit out.
I'm telling you that.
Right hand, left hook. Right hand, left hook.
But amidst all this stuff going on, it's crazy because I've wondered one thing. I wondered this yesterday. I had a friend that came over the other day to get some fishing gear from me that I stumbled upon. And and me and him have known each other since elementary school, and we stayed about a folding table length away from each other the whole time. It's really weird. And I think like we both kind of subconsciously did that according to what's going on right now. And it's just crazy. But like, I wonder how long after this is all over with, how long are we going to be doing like the hand sanitizer, just stuff they tell you you're supposed to be doing already that we just kind of naturally overlook. I said that I kind of caught myself doing it more and, washing my hands more. I wonder how long after this is going to stay. And I wonder if it'll knock a dent in the flu season like it, from what I've heard, has. It's helped substantially with it, with people cleaning their hands more. Look, I have nails for the first time. This is fucking crazy. Look at that. I have nails. That's nails, bitch. Look at that.
Bro, I can see it. I'm just telling you that is not, for me, that's not really nails.
Well, for me,
you keep yours short, like shorter than short.
My teeth keep them short.
So would you say I have nails? This is very short for me.
Did you cut yours or bite them?
I've cut them. I clipped mine.
Yeah, see, I have this thing about picking or something, or when I get out of the shower, if your nails are like softer or something, I can't, Anyway, I naturally don't, like I've had since I was a kid, I had a habit of biting my nails.
Mm-hmm.
I stopped biting my nails once, like 2 years ago.
What's this got to do with fishing gear?
I'm saying, listen, I haven't put my fingers in my mouth, anything like that. It's crazy, just kind of some of the habits maybe that positively come from this thing.
Did you put your finger inside your friend's mouth?
No, I told you I could. I don't have a
fishing gear, fish hook.
No. But yeah, it was crazy, man. I got the fishing gear if you want, salt water, fresh water. Got a bunch of catfish stuff.
I'll hit Bubby up on Facebook. Do you have an eBay channel or?
Yeah.
What do they call this? eBay station, like
I don't just eBay
shop number.
Store. Yeah,
store.
And it's not a store. I'll post some. It's a lot of shit, y'all. But hit me up on it. Man, I got it's Bubby's LX89.
All right, there you go.
There's my plug, but I ain't got nothing on there yet, but some other stuff.
Y'all stay tuned.
Anyway, back to the corona. What positive wise, like habits, have you developed any new habits besides muzzle sweeping Cooter over there? Your neck curtain, did it get shorter?
I went and got a haircut the other day.
Get his bacteria net one.
I thought that a lot of these businesses might get closed, so I tried to get my haircut and my beard trim in while I could.
Would you say you panic bought a haircut?
I panic bought a haircut. That's the only thing I panic bought.
Did you trade 2 rolls of toilet paper for it?
I did not. Traded 40 bills. I'm trying to think of things that I've changed. Yeah, I tell people, like, for those of you watching, we've been open this week. I know some people shut down 2 weeks ago. Some people shut down last week.
Yeah, a week ago we've seen a lot shut down.
But we're open, and I told my students in a Facebook private group, we run the cleanest academy that's ever existed. I want to come out with a T-shirt that
this
says
ratchet motherfucker.
I want to come out with a T-shirt that says "Thank me for your school's foot cleaning station."
There you go.
I had a foot cleaning station 8 years ago. Defense Soap has made this foot cleaning station for 13 years or something like that. And every time somebody comes in, a school owner goes, "Man, that's the coolest thing. How did you make yours?"
Well, I was a foot cleaning station at the main academy for 10 years, so now I offer one.
Yeah, he's right. I was a foot cleaning station for some of those guys. But
all I think about is
facts.
All I think about is fucking. I remember I had to piss real quick during one of Kami Barzini's wrestling sessions, and I went to the bathroom, and I remember just pissing, and I looked beside me, and there was a barefooted Brazilian shitting, and it was fucking Buscape. He came out with his gloves on still. I was like, God damn. I'm nowhere near that dude's group, thank God.
Yeah, so, but people will come into my gym and say like, "What is this thing?" It's like nothing, just something that's existed for forever. And I had one when I had mats in my garage. So we have a foot cleaning station. It's recommended that we change that every 2 weeks. Guy told me. I change mine twice a week just to be on the over safe side. That's not since Corona. That's since forever. We got mop heads on the Monster Mat Mop. We clean daily. So we change the mop heads. We clean our mats multiple times a day, 2 to 3 times a day. The only thing that we have done different is we are wiping down every door handle and every sink handle throughout the day. That's it.
Yeah.
Because we already run
That's
a
about
very
the same.
clean academy.
We started wiping down handles. Same thing. I made like this. So my buddy AWOL, he got me this like, I don't know what it's even called, but it's in a purple and white bottle. He got it from the hospital, but it's like a disinfectant they use there. It has no
Stuff's amazing.
yeah, it has no scent to it.
Mm-hmm.
He gave me bottles of that stuff years ago, and I mixed it in with some of our other like cleaner, and I just misted the whole gym. Now I have a friend who the one who came over the other day. He works for a company that they have now started picking up contracts. Yeah, there you go. I was just watching that bitch go off on you. But they picking up contracts now, fogging, the entire businesses and stuff. And they said they're like right now, they've gotten this one hospital called them and said, like, how many air movers possibly right now can you get your hands on? It was a hospital up in Virginia. They said, we want every air handler you can get, or every air mover you can get your hands on. And then next thing you know, they called and they said, never mind, we're going to go ahead and buy all this new air moving system. And it's like $1 million, you know what I mean? Millions of dollars, like they're putting into this moving air. It's like, damn, man. And they just said they're outdated and they needed it. So it's like things like that, like these other companies are starting to make some money off of some of the cleaning. Me and you had talked about that one from Defense that ionizes the air or whatnot. That ionizer.
They sell it on defensesoap.com, but I want to find out who makes this thing because I've been, how many months ago was I talking about buying that thing?
Dude,
4 months ago or something like that?
I looked and
it's almost $2,000 and all it does is spray a chemical, guys.
Yeah.
But like I tell you guys, I'm committed to keeping my school clean, but I also like many people do, I like cool toys.
Yeah.
And just because it's $2,000, but I'm like, man, that's so cool. I want to have this $2,000 cleanliness device.
It's really neat though. And I think, like I said, we like Cole at our academy, we've picked up wiping things down and cleaning a lot of things. And what's really cool? This is normally when I was like 14 lifting weights at Gold's Gym, you were taught when they took you on the gym tour. And I had a personal trainer because I was too young at the time to be there by myself. But you were taught that when you got done working out with that piece of equipment to wipe it down. And man, and everybody knows, man, a lot of these gym goers don't do it. That's just normal. But some gym goers will. Before they lay down on a sweaty bench, they'll do it.
Look at what's the red part.
Out of stock. Damn, out of stock now. But we've told our members if you're going to lift weights, here's the wipes. Man, we got Clorox wipes over there. We got the spray. Like, wipe your equipment down. And we've got a buddy of mine, Will Connor. He is a local business owner. He comes and lifts weights at my gym. He's done awesome. Like, he came in yesterday and just, man, he worked out, but he wiped everything down. He was just like, hey, I brought my own stuff. I'm gonna leave it here for you guys. Just, we got people like that. We got Tina De Jesus at the gym, Sam. They bring their own, like, sometimes products to the gym. It's like, hey, I'm just trying to donate and help out cleaning. And that's just really cool. But
yeah,
at the same time, though, right now, we are closing as well. Like
next week.
Yeah, next week we will officially be closed. And,
Same.
And we know this thing when
Hold on. Why?
Because
are you doing it? Are you doing it?
Now we get juicy.
Are you doing it to do your part in helping protect the lives and the people of our community?
I'm doing it to help the ratchet motherfuckers not bring their ratchetness to the gym. Like, we've talked about this. Now check this now. We've talked about this before, and I think we can all understand grapplers, wrestlers, whatever, MMA guy, they're a different breed. I saw a really good meme the other day. Wrestlers are a different breed. They'll wrestle in a random Walmart parking lot to determine who the NCAA national champion is.
I was talking about
talking
about how these major sports are canceling. I was like, watch, the NCAA wrestling national championships will still be on.
And we can't believe they did. And I liked at one point it was going to be just immediate family, and then I was like, dude, divide the weight classes up and break them up into time sectors. I mean, like, you can't ripping out Spencer Lee's national championship.
Yeah.
Cars national championship. They're ripping a lot of people out that were like really on the roll this year. But I know them guys got bigger and better things. But
let me plug this company real quick. So it's on the Defense Soap website, but that's not who makes it. It's called Victory. It's the Victory Electrostatic Backpacker Sprayer. It is $1,800. Let's see.
I'll split it with you. We can do split custody.
Electrostatic charge penetrates chemical, providing a thin, even spray pattern on all surfaces. Removable, easy fill HDPE tank holds 2.25 gallons, allowing you to coat up to 23,000 square feet. Your gym is 18,000.
Yeah,
man, there you go.
What's up the alley?
3-in-1 nozzle allows you to set the particle size to match your application, and it's on a backpack thing. But the other one's like $800, the handheld one. But I guess the way that this, if you choose the option that sprays the thinnest, you don't even wipe anything down.
Yeah,
you just spray it.
Yeah, and that's what everyone knows. We've cut Clorox as much as we can to still keep it where it's effective and spray, and it still has, like, it leaves his coat. But Lindsey Jones, dumbass, sprayed my mats yesterday. I really think he cut it 50-50. That shit was a soap swamp last night. I was just trying to record a technique.
That's why you got to close now.
He's an asshat.
It's like ice skating on the mats.
Dude, listen. But so Cole asked me why I'm closing, and this is where your views on things will begin to contradict. They really will. Grapplers, we assume all liability and risk when we get close. I can put on as much hand sanitizer as I want. I can walk around in a body condom all day. The second that I slap hands and bump fists with him and he hasn't done that, and he's been potentially exposed, all bets are off for both of us at that point.
We worry about ringworm, impetigo, staph,
herpes.
What do they call that one? The mat herpes.
Mat herpes.
But what do doctors call that? It's like part of one, simplex 1.
Yeah.
Anyway, for people that never see it, it's similar to shingles.
Yeah.
But you get it on. It can be on your face or your neck or your back even. What else do we got? MRSA, which is kind of like a second part of staph. But fungal bacteria infections, that's prevalent in the grappling community. Now, we do everything we can to, like I said, that we haven't changed much around other than wipe some handles down because we know how prevalent that can be. We got to stop that all the time.
Right. And so then you got to, on one side of the fence, you do all this stuff during the day, you social distance like you're supposed to and all that. And then when you go to the gym at night, even though there may be only 6 people on the mat, if one of those 6 maybe is a carrier and doesn't know it, and he's training, it's like, that's, where do your heart lie on this? And then you assume that liability and that risk, and then you dive past it and you go, okay, what are the quarantines for? The quarantines are not to make this thing go away. They're to slow it to a manageable rate.
So the hospitals are not overcrowded?
That's right. They've the guy who helped out with the smallpox epidemic, he's like, this, it doesn't go away. What happens, and they had when, I cannot remember his name, but he was on Joe Rogan's podcast a few weeks ago. He was really good about this, but he says, when does it stop? What happens is there's 3 people in this room. It stops when me and you have had it and now are immune to it, and we can't pass it to Cooter.
Okay.
That's when it stops. That's when it comes to a halt. That's what people are saying has happened in China. That's what they are saying. But out of 15 million people in that area, how does that happen? How does it not spread further? How are we going crazy after it went to 80,000? How did it not go further with their way of living? How did it not go rampant? But our numbers now are surpassing Italy's as far as new cases. But what are we doing? We're testing now. South Korea is the country to really watch and model after. Because they were, by the time we've administered, 1,000 tests, they had administered 100,000. I mean, they're crushing it. They're way ahead of us on the curve. I look at my buddy's gym over there when I taught a seminar in South Korea, in Gangnam. That they're still operating. Of what I've seen, they're still operating. They have like these air ionizers, these air cleaners that they use, and they showed my buddy. I had to hit the translate button on Instagram, but he seems to be still working out and training with a small select group of people. I don't know what's going on over there right now as far as legality wise of them able to be open in Seoul, but I know Seoul started taking an ass whooping, but they had,
because it's a metropolitan.
Yeah, but they had administered, and that's a tight city too, and they had administered a shitload of tests, and it was like, we have to test to know. And then, so that's where we are right now in Middle Georgia, and I think that's where panic buying comes in, is because people are like, oh, we haven't had none in our area, so I'm going to keep on going. I'm going to keep living my life because I haven't read about it. Well, because we haven't tested. My sister-in-law is a nurse practitioner, and I've, she says there's been people calling like, hey, and they make them stay in their car, and they come out there and they administer the test. And she said, for the most part, from what I've seen, yeah, there's one that I believe she's going to test positive. One that she's administered out of like 7 or so, and because they only have 2 kits left, and they gave 1 kit to another doctor.
We have firefighters,
right?
We got a pharmacist here,
right?
We've got nurses here. None of them are like panicking. They're just like, our hospitals are getting packed, and we can't help the people that have things that are not related to corona that could be serious because of but that's really what most of this is about. So every single other healthcare professional says that this is not the shit. This is not the bubonic plague. This is not, they say that this isn't even close to being the flu. Not even close. So share some stats.
So the numbers and what we talked about, what was stated was...
Wait, why are you closing? Let's get to why.
Hold on.
Okay. All right.
Fuckhead. Listen, we're talking about this, and we're going to get into the closing portion. But where we are is...
Close you out.
So where we are is they are stating that it's not that you have a 100% chance of picking this up, contracting this from somebody. Where we are is they're trying to slow the rates because of the hospital crowdedness and et cetera. And it's freaky, man. It's freaky to ride down the road and see that in Forsyth, Georgia, Monroe County, they're, the trailers that are being brought in and the fence they built around it. And it's like So if they tell you to, that's the questions that I start to have. If they tell you to go home and home quarantine, like self-quarantine, why do they have a trailer for a quarantine? I want to know, like, what determines you to go there? But so according, like I said, people are saying that they're just trying to slow the rate of this thing to a manageable rate. So then people start going, okay, am I healthy enough to get this and survive it by the numbers? By the numbers now of what was the world numbers. By the world numbers, let's say fucking Cole's Wi-Fi here. You have some of. You ought to.
You're not even attached to it anymore.
Yeah, that your shit kicked me off.
That's a big problem.
What?
Internet speeds. Everybody's slowing the internet down right now.
But Cox has sped theirs up, so that means they've fucking intentionally been throttling people's shit to the ground.
Dude, this has always been... See, we can get into that.
See, I'm telling you, it opens up a lot of doors, but once again, it's how you believe. So, okay, the world numbers, 287,374. That's total cases. That's open and closed. There's been 11,008 confirmed.
Right.
They confirm how many people have gone. I'm gonna lead
millions.
I'm gonna lead you into I'll show you my flu test. My sister-in-law says she saw a faint line. But anyway, 11,895 deaths worldwide. They're showing that 93,617 recovered. From my understanding, they don't report. That's like total. I guess what I've understood is past. You have swabbed again. You are negative now. You have tested positive. Now you're negative. That's not telling how many people who self-quarantined, who fought it themselves and then left.
Okay. I've been wondering about that, what recovered means. It's like...
It's when you test negative.
We've got 160,000 people who haven't recovered. What does that mean?
That's right. There's 173,745 cases that are in mild condition. That's 96% that are in mild condition. That is stay-at-home condition. 8,100 are in serious or critical. Now, if we know anything about Italy's numbers also are throwing the ratios off due to the age.
They have a lot.
Population.
They also have a lot more older people in Italy.
Yeah, they actually, it's like 45 or 40% of their population, as far as the age ranges as compared to the United States, are high. But also, the people that have been dying in Italy, the elderly or the older that have been dying, have had multiple underlying health conditions on top of this. And that still doesn't, it doesn't make it okay, but the numbers are, it's throwing the ratio off. And what we have talked about is, let's say if they do administer, if tomorrow the United States got 5 million kits in and they tested 5 million people, and all of a sudden they started realizing, holy shit, all these numbers, we got all these positives. The mortality rate to that what's going to make that number start to diminish as far as active cases and then what they consider mild cases. I would like to see it then. I wonder then, would people act this way? But not only that, I wonder, the conspiracy side is, let's keep it where it's at. We have a shortage of kits. We have a shortage of hospital beds. This is what keeps this thing moving.
Yeah.
In this panic mode.
There's a bunch of conspiracies.
But how will you act if you did find out 5 million new people had it? And I think the people are...
I don't act any different now than I did 2 weeks ago.
I think that people are like in their head.
That's
they
what
have
the shit's about. It's about control.
In their head they think, I got it, I'm gonna die. I think it's like there's people that have that mentality that like, if I get this, there's no way I can survive.
But what if you get it and you give it to somebody and then they have an older person that lives in their home and then they get it?
All right,
you're not doing your part to save our world. Are you doing your part, Bubby?
Of course I am.
I'm
saving this world.
#hero.
So check this. I had this February the 7th. February the 7th was the state championship.
Why are you closing now?
Listen, February the 7th was the state championship meet. I come down with the flu that night, the night of the finals. I started just feeling unwell. I was coughing. Didn't feel too good. Sunday, it put its seatbelt on and started beating my ass. That's why my body was hurting, the chills. And I was like, fuck. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I was down for the count. I was back up again Thursday, feeling better. My diet was, my appetite wasn't back. But I came in that following Sunday here, coughing my fucking lungs up. But it was like I had laid down for 5 days straight, so it settled in my chest. And it turned to bronchitis and probably pneumonia. I was coughing up globs of blood that were like mucus with blood, not strings, chunks. It was like full coated blood globs I was spitting. My sister-in-law says, yeah, you probably have coughed so hard, you ruptured some of the vessels and you're lining and it's bleeding and you are now spitting it, but probably was pneumonia. Yes, yesterday and all, I got the pollens beat my ass, but check this. She sent home a flu test. Look at this. The one line means the test is working. But do you see a second line?
Yeah.
It's like barely in there.
What does that indicate?
You need 2 lines to be a positive. And I was like, fuck, is it there? It was like this faint fucking line. For when I first looked at it, I was like, flu B.
Okay.
Flu B's rough.
Yeah.
By the way, flu B is what I think was killed most this year.
Line there.
But goddamn, dude, I was like, oh shit, there's not a line. I was like, what? And I didn't think anything then. I was like, what is this shit? If it's not flu, what the fuck? She said, you probably had both of them, knowing how fucking bad you felt. But I don't think I do it. But either way, man, it beat my ass. And anyway, it cleaned through it. Like I did this, home remedy. They treat it symptomatically. So that's the next thing. If you do get it, what are you going to do? You stay your ass home and they're going to treat it symptomatically. Now,
there you go.
I've been seeing that they have some antivirals that are that are currently already on the market, but Trump said that they have torn down a lot of red tape that wasn't allow them to do certain clinicals on certain new things. But these antivirals that are already available, that's what they're saying, that in cases they have shown progress and that they believe could be administered throughout to help.
Mm-hmm.
And so it comes back to, why am I closing? Well, same thing. I have firefighters, I have nurses, I have a bunch of people. It's in our area. I mean, we have the 10. We've looked at different options. We have the 10 person is what everybody's recommending, right? 10 or less. We've looked at doing block scheduling to where we do like sessions of 4 people. We looked at doing just bag classes where it's just bags only. But man, it comes down to, if I had to choose, do you want to get sick or do you not want to get sick? No, I don't think anybody wants to fucking get sick. Nobody, after what I felt in the flu, I don't want the flu again. So I'm like, if one of these motherfuckers comes in and is carrying it, I sent out this specific email the other day when I taught my very last kids class. If your child is coughing or anything, it doesn't matter if it's corona. It's not that. Nobody wants a common cold. I don't want a cold right now going into what's going on here. This kid is looking at me, coughing in my face, not covering his mouth. And I felt I almost belly to backed him on the mat, but I was like, get off the mat. I told the mom, like, hey, man, I sent a specific email. Like, this kid is in close quarter. He's just coughing on people, showing zero mat etiquette. So I had to like educate him on, like, you don't ever do that. He was like, why not? That was his answer. Why not? Why do I have to do that? I don't understand. He's just a very question asking kid, you know what I mean? And I was like, look, man, it's just, you can get other kids sick, etc. But I had to tell the mom, I'm like, man, she said, oh, he wasn't coughing like that earlier. And he was like, I've been coughing all day. And they both had, and I was like, well, you just keep them, you know what I mean? Other kids here don't need to get sick either, man, even if it's whatever. But I'm not saying we're doing our part, but I think that we do, like my dad, Lyme's disease beat my dad's ass. I would feel like teetotal shit if I went and seen my dad and I gave it to my dad and he couldn't fight it off this time. My mom's had her gallbladder removed, and I've urged, if anything, in this whole situation, it's like, why wouldn't they sell in health? Why wouldn't they sell in health years ago? Now all of a sudden they're trying to sell toilet paper and shit. They're selling this virus. Why don't you sell health like that? Sell like getting in better shape like that. And I've pushed my family to the same thing. My mom and all them started making better like diet decisions. And I think some people are starting to wake up to that right now. Like, hey, like, damn. And I want to know now, are all them days of just being comfortable, how do they feel right now, knowing that you might be the sitting duck because of your health? And your health was something that was a direct product of your doing and your lack of attention to it. Because it was just like, and there's so many people like, man, fuck that. Take me now. I don't give a fuck about it. That's, bitch, you live on a street with 6,000 pine trees. Don't act like you talking about take me now. Motherfucker, you can pick any tree and hit it on the way home if you really want to go. Mm-hmm. Don't act like you want to sit at home and cough until you can't breathe and then that's it. Don't act like that. But I think that's a defense mechanism for a lot of people too.
I'll tell you why I'm closing.
Oh, let me hear it.
All right. It's just straight out of attendance. Most people are self-regulating. So I was telling my group the other day, we have roughly 180 students. Mm-hmm. About a third of them are kids. And we always do what the House and County Board of Education does. We don't close for summers, okay? But for all the other holidays and things like that, we do that. When they chose to shut down, we said, okay, no kids, all right? So that's the one thing that I'll say is like, children's safety is super important, right? Sure. So, and then also it's like, all right, making sure that you do what is uniform around that is important. So sent them home. That leaves 120 people left over. This past week, we have had 50% of our students self-regulating. I'm not going to say quarantining, but here in Middle Georgia, not Atlanta, not Chicago, not New York. We don't have, the governor has not laid down mandatory stuff where we're committing crimes or anything like that. So 50% have been self-regulating, meaning just not coming to our facility. So that means we have 60 people coming to 20 classes during the week total. It's not 60 people on the mat. So we've been operating with that 10 or approximately 10. Some of the classes have 4 or 2, and some of them have 12.
Right.
But basically that. So we stayed open all week long for that.
That's
Now, the
been-
reason that we're closing next week is because I noticed as the toward the end, we have fewer and fewer people
Sure.
coming. Like last night, it is Friday too, but last night we didn't have much attendance. That's why I'm closing, because
Sure.
I don't want to stay open, because what I'm going to do is I'm giving the time that we're closed
That's
down
right.
on the back end of everybody's contract. So you get your year or your 18 months or 2 years, whatever program that you're on. I'll make sure that I give you those 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 6 weeks, 6 months, whatever we're closed down for back. But I don't want to technically be open. And those people that chose to stay home during this, I don't want to punish those people.
Sure.
And two, if nobody's coming, we shouldn't have class.
That's right.
Now, that has nothing to do with, do I think that our business is contributing to the destabilization of my community and that I am perpetuating an unsafe environment with 60 people? All you motherfuckers go into the grocery store. How many people were in that grocery store? More than 60. I went and got my hair cut. How many people were in there getting haircuts that day? More than 60. Robbins Air Force Base, you know who you are. Are there more than 60 people on that base? You're damn right there are.
You know, they're mouth breathers too.
So all I'm saying, and guess who was coming to my classes this week? The firefighters, the nurses, the pharmacists, all of those people were the ones coming. If they thought they were, I'm seeing all these memes. We come to work so you can stay at home. Save us, saving you. Like, okay, first off, I respect all of you people, but the memes are out of control. But those are the people that are coming to our gym to get more than this close to each other. They are not putting themselves at risk or any of our other students at risk. If they thought that they were hurting people, they wouldn't be here. It's their job to make sure that they don't hurt people and do the opposite. So I've got my own theories that I will keep to myself on what this is all about.
Damn.
But I'll tell you this, I'm not going to be a slave to this shit, and I'm not going to let it control me. I'm going to live my life and what I choose to be my life's purpose. Do you know what my life's purpose is? The pursuit of my martial arts. So you guys don't want to come? Don't come. I'm going to close the business down. Do you know what I will be doing next week? I'll be fucking getting it on. I'll be lifting weights. I'll be lifting weights. I'll be doing bag workouts. I'll be in here holding instructor only training. We're about 8 of us. We'll be in here training. Okay. So you can leave a comment in what you fucking think about me, and I'll be throwing it in the suggestion box. It's just above the trash can with a circle cut in it.
There's a saying, like we talk about the MMA world, that to touch up on this whole picture of what's going on in the world and how fragile it is and how it lays us up for the future. We talk about this in title fights. When one champion has taken 5 rounds in a title fight, he just did the homework. He did a lot of homework for the next person who's getting ready to fight him. They got to see him in round 1. They got to see him in round 5, if he's faded or not. When you do something this large and it controls the masses the way that it has, you just did the homework for a lot of other situations. That should be a scary fucking thought of how controlled and how crazy people get. When people talk about, I remember at one point, Y2K and all this, like, I'm buying all these guns up. And then when Obama was elected, they're buying all these guns up to doing this. And it's like, let me ask you, if you think these armored tanks are coming down your street to take your guns or to knock on your door and like, yeah, just hand over your guns real quick, you should be worried about your neighbor that's going to kick your door in and take the shit that you have. I've seen the funny memes, like if you can't
know what
fight.
I did yesterday?
Oh, God, here we go. Muzzle swept 2 more cameramen.
Shot.
So, but it's like, that's things that I think about. I'm like, we just did a lot of fucking homework for whoever else wants to take advantage of the situation like this.
Yeah.
But anyway, once again, I think we can all go down the rabbit holes of how crazy this thing is. But like Cole said, we're closing for that too. Our numbers, a lot of our members are self-quarantined. Parents called. Let me tell you, man, my friend, it's like, he's a business mentor. He's an OG black belt, Machado black belt, Ken Hudson, just messaged me this. And this is something that at the beginning we talked about this. Continue to support your BJJ gym, even if they close over the coronavirus. And this is something that our members, I had to explain this.
Especially if they closed over the coronavirus.
Yeah, I had to explain this to a college kid yesterday who he's like, yeah, I want to cancel because of the virus. And I said, well, this is what happens. This is per cancellation fee. This is not something that, I know it's crazy, but it constitutes you canceling. But we are closing, if that helps. He goes, oh, okay, even better. And I said, no, not even better. You think I want to close down? He's like, well, so I won't be getting billed. I said, no. You designated this time. This is the time slot you have reserved yourself into my academy for into this class. But what's going to happen is you're going home. He's like, well, I'm not even really canceling for the virus, to be honest. I'm going home for college. I said, here we go. Hey, when did you sign up? This motherfucker signed up 2 weeks ago. I wanted to go, are you still in Macon? I was going to fucking drive to this bitch's dorm and slap the stupidity out of him. Like, God, what an idiot. But anyway, I said, let me help you out. One of the 8 pages that you signed on your membership agreement states directly, it's very big print actually, about consumer rights, but it also states about what your obligation is as a member as well. And guys, let me ask you this, and this kid would have been pissed. You want to cancel right now, okay? Well, let's say the economy starts crushing it, which it will when this is done. The economy is going to be fucking exploding. We're going to go back in that time again to where if you don't have a job at the end of this year, it's because something's wrong with you. Like, I think that's where we're going to be. It's going to ramp up again, and then people are itching to get out. It's going to be even better because people are ready to get out. So what if my prices went up? What if we, our valued prices, and where we are now, they get a kill?
I'm going to tell you something. Mine are going up.
Ours are too. Our prices, we're also going to be shifting some gears in our academy for more classes. What if that person came back and was like, oh yeah, I'm here again. I want to train again. And then he starts to see the prices that went up. And I'm going, well, yeah, here's the prices. And he's like, well, that ain't what I paid last time. Yeah, motherfucker, guess what? You walked out on us last time too. Good. So that's your own motherfucking problem.
Cancellation fee, then you're going to pay your new down payment.
And I was just like, I had to tell him that. And he was just like, well, I told him the whole thing. This is, at the end of the membership. Let's say if you had to re-enroll in February, you don't anymore. You will re-enroll in May. He was like, oh, okay. The only problem is after next February, I'm going to be leaving in April. So technically that doesn't work for me. Nah, that's
right. I got you.
And I was like, this is where it gets into kind of a pickle. Anyway, I gave him the entire, here you go. This is what I need for you to do then. Fucking ghost. Nothing. And so it's like, he's a college age kid, man. And it's something he's going to have to learn about and understand. But for you members out there, for people that are staying aboard, thank you. We've had some super supportive members here and their parents, and some of us say, man, parents now, like, I get it, man. Like, you bring your kid here, it exerts a lot of energy and he goes home and at least it gets a lot of that energy out before he goes home. Some parents are like, I don't know what to do. Well, we're posting videos on the Rush MMA Kids page to help you with that, to show like, hey. Same
here. I was just about to say that. We're gonna be going online virtually. You and I both. We might even do some consolidation, do some together next week to help bring you guys some stuff to do at home. For the kids have solo drills as well as stuff that they can work with on a couch cushion, as well as stuff that you can do with the parent, even on a hardwood or carpeted floor that's not going to give you rug burn. Some simple drills that we can do with the kids. Adults, you'll be getting the same type of thing. If you don't have a spouse or a child or a sibling or something like that to drill with, you'll still be able to stay mentally engaged. As far as striking, and or solo drills, there's stuff that we can do as adults with that too.
Right.
And we'll be giving that to you all next week and any of the extra coming weeks that we will be shut down to keep you guys in the game. Most of you guys have a yard or a garage or
Right.
just 4 walls in your home that you have plenty of things that you can do and that you should do. I think that the big thing about staying in, if you chose because you think that's right for your life to actually self-quarantine, hats off to you. But the one thing you don't want to do is get sedentary. When we get sedentary, we get weak. And I don't mean just physically weak. I mean, inside of our body with our endocrine and immune systems, they weaken. So you guys need to stay up on top. You need to stay active. It's going to be kind of tough in this. Like what you guys that might be watching all of the over the country or listening all over the country, we're here in Georgia, and right now it's real bad with the pine.
Yeah, the
I
pollen.
got swept with yellow dust all over my body just walking in from my
God,
truck.
his
into
neck
the
curtain is still
gym.
yellow. I'm looking at it and dust that shit out.
Yeah, so even though you might not want to, it's important that you do stay active. So we're going to be giving you guys drills
it's a
stuff.
good time to get creative too. That's part of the mental engagement, and that's something that, like I said, man, I've seen some good and some bad. I'm like, yeah, I don't know, man. Even so, I'm like, well, guess what, motherfucker? Now you actually have to be a parent. You know, welcome to the jungle, bitch. Like, and I know that's fucked up, but I've seen that, and I'm not gonna name names, but I think we all know people. It's like, well, you got to spend some time with them now. I will tell you this: my kids have actually. I have a 13-year-old. My 13-year-old has actually been nice to my 10-year-old, who's actually been nice to my 8-year-old. Like, it's just
The older they get, they're getting better with each other.
Yeah, like they play the other day, man. The most beautiful pictures I've ever seen of my kids were taken, and it was taken by my 13-year-old. She's like, "Let's go take pictures," and I heard her complimenting. I'm like, man, you know, and guys, I was. The flood of '94 happened. That's like a Middle Georgia reference.
Yeah, I was telling somebody that's the last thing that I can compare to
the
this.
flood of '94. We didn't have power. We didn't have water. That was no water.
Some people had no homes.
You had nothing, man. And anyway, my gym is in a floodplain, you know, in a riverbed. It was fucking underwater. So it's like, but you know what? I didn't know shit. I didn't know anything about it. We didn't watch the news. We watched none of that. It no cell phones. '94. We went outside and we played like it was a regular day. And
we were
remember
playing in Centerville. We were
I
playing.
remember watching FEMA trucks drive by, dropping off pallets of water. We had no clue who any of this, you know, who that shit was. And that was just like regular to us to just go out and play and to go outside. And man, it's really cool. The weather fortunately, it's been sunny. So even though the pollen's been out, I've been having to load up on like Zyrtec, but I've been outside too, man. I'm trying to get outside. I'm trying to stay outside, trying to keep my mind off all this shit. And, you know, as an academy owner, we also do t-shirts. So it's like we've had t-shirt orders we've had to do as well. So that's been good. It's like we picked up there, but dropped off here. But I was more so wondering like where the members, because we live in a working class town. People work and some of them are hourly and they need that money. And all of a sudden when they're not working as much, you know, you got to wonder what they're going to do with their membership, and you have to try to find solutions for them, because some people are going to go, man, I literally can't pay my bill right now. And, you know, so this is where you have to start going, how far does a trickle down go? You know what I mean? And that's where you have to.
I got a good friend who works in Atlanta, and this is good to like give people some perspective on, you think that you have problems. He works for a big restaurant inside of Ponce City Market in Atlanta, and he had to lay off 100 people. And a lot of those people, he was saying, live paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah, man.
And we don't mean like a lot of people live. They say that they live paycheck to paycheck, where some of that paycheck is going into, you know, some type of savings or investment. But that's not what we really mean when we say paycheck to paycheck.
Right.
We mean those people that they're just trying to pay their utility bills. Like when I was a young person, you were a young person, like we're very fortunate to have the families and support we did, but there's a lot of people that don't have that are just trying to keep the lights on and the water bill paid, you know?
Yeah.
And so that's real problems. So if you're one of those people and you're trying to cancel your gym membership, we get it. But
yeah,
if you can keep it going to support your businesses, whether it's our businesses or especially in those metropolitan areas, which are much more affected than Middle Georgia right now, do it.
And I tell you, this is another thing. This is also where you see the value in training. I hope that people see like the work that goes into it, as far as especially like the passion that's put and it's spit through into you guys. You know what I mean? From the coaches, like, it's already hard enough owning. And then people say, on a you worry about training a student up and then they go and open their own academy. I'm like, hey, you want them problems? Hey, good luck. It's a great life, but good fucking luck. You're about to learn real quick what it's like to put your faith in another person's dedication.
I've told you that I want that to happen.
Yeah, and it's
I'm like, let's go. Let's spread jiu-jitsu around here. Like,
but it's
you see Atlanta. How many schools does Atlanta have?
If you throw a rock and hit 60 of them, I mean, you really can. They're
Right.
everywhere. But it's like, at the end of the day, though, it's like, I don't know if people understand quite how challenging it can be, and sometimes how stressful it can be. But anyway, man, it's I hope that you see the value in the training. That's like, I know that when I teach, even when I teach the kids class, I deliver 110%. I try to keep the kids engaged. I'm very active, very talkative during the sessions, a lot of eye contact, a lot of asking random kids questions, having them finish my sentences, coaching on command, step 1, 2, and 3, and just things of that nature. I try to really keep them engaged with. And I hope the parents, what I really hope is the parents have been watching that, and that the parents can hopefully now, I'm going to release a video tonight. I'm meeting up with my buddy Michael Dyer at my gym tonight, if you want to come through. And he's gonna film some stuff at my gym, but I'm gonna talk about engagement and what parents can do as far as how to talk to their kid. I'll tell you this: I've coached the right way and I've coached the wrong way. I will tell you that. I have thrown shit across locker rooms.
No, whoa. I wouldn't say that's the wrong way.
I'm saying,
if you're throwing shit across the locker rooms for a 4 to 6 year old, yes, that's the wrong way. But
I've coached the wrong way. No.
but fighters need that.
Yeah, but I'm
you
saying,
gotta coach those guys.
In general, I've been like super into it. You know what I mean? And then I've been super calm and connect per athlete. But I'll tell you that as a parent, you know your kids more than a lot of people, obviously, but I know a different side of your kid as well. And, but I still don't know your kid as good as you do. And this might be a good time for you guys to get to know your kid in a different way too. Now, you don't have to be different way. You don't have to be the coach. The best thing that I can recommend is especially your little kid, let them teach you. You would be amazed at how much they will think of you and how on top of the world they'll feel they are. And maybe you say, hey, well,
that's good.
Coach so-and-so said, maybe try this. How does that, how do you think about, man, that feels really good. I don't think I can really move as much. Learn something from your kid, and man, you guys will connect on a whole different plane. The best thing about my daughter's doing gymnastics is I don't know shit about gymnastics, but I do know a great deal about being an upper echelon athlete and about training upper echelon athletes. So I do understand where the dots do connect and how we connect and communicate with one another. But when I ask them questions, man, it's like they educate the shit out of me, and I love it. Even my 10-year-old who does jiu-jitsu, I ask her all the time, like, how does this feel? Like, what does that feel? Which one do you like better? And I just let her go through the motions, and I know a way that's going to be better for her one day. But right now, if what she's doing is not detrimental to her progress, I'm not going to stop it. I'm going to let her develop it and work the kinks out. So as a parent, work with your kid on this stuff, and you might learn some stuff too. And what I want to do when this ends, when this all goes over, I want parents to come train. I want parents to get involved.
I was just about to shift that direction and let me talk about the adults a little bit, and then you can.
Yeah, go ahead.
So he's just talking about like the importance of the kids training and also the relationship that you can build with your kids training. Let me talk about the training for adults. I hope you guys see the value in this stuff right now, and ask yourself this: if this prompted the cap to get blown off, could you defend yourself and your family? Most of you won't be able to do that. So, man, dude, just move that whole table. All right, but
doing it sanitized. All right,
hey, bring it to the table. Bring it to the table so we can show the cleanliness of Miller Martial Arts.
This shit smells like beer. What did you do? Maybe I'm drinking the wrong beer.
Hand sanitizer. No, but I think it's important that these adults train jiu-jitsu or striking or both. combatives environment. If you guys want to be prepared for the apocalypse, let this be a wake-up call. It's a good thing that you're sitting at home inside, because if you guys were out and about and something popped off, you wouldn't be able to do anything about it. And somebody was asking, about the training and the shooting. I said, you don't need to be prepared for the martial law and for the people looting and raiding. You need to be prepared for while you're going to the Kroger marketplace to get just some toothpaste because you're out. Two people are fighting over hand sanitizer or toilet paper. You're good. But these two people are popping off, and then a gun gets pulled out or a knife gets pulled out, and then shots are getting fired over the toilet paper while you're just there to pick up some toothpaste. What would you be able to do about it? Are you trained up? Are you good? I just ask yourself that question.
I'm telling you, I don't know. I'm not finding humor in it, but I'm like, damn, it'd be fucked up to get killed over some damn toothpaste. I'm like, fuck. Yeah. I didn't see it going down like this.
And it doesn't.
I know it's funny.
It doesn't have to get to guns being drawn. But if two people were just fighting, and then all of a sudden somebody's fighting with you, would you be able to defend yourself? Would you be able to defend your family while your spouse is out getting some groceries? Are they able to defend themselves?
Dude, I tell Tiffany that all the time.
If you are trained up right now as an adult, train your spouse. If you train but your kids don't, get them training while y'all are stuck inside all day.
I'll tell you what, dude, I beat my wife's ass so fucking bad. At least one thing, I know she can take a beating, dude.
All the snowflakes are just like getting so
you
triggered.
piece of fucking shit. I beat her ass up bad, man. I'm like, damn, and I didn't beat her down so bad. It's like, I know for a fact you can hold on for a good 10 minutes until I get there. I know people are just like, you fucking piece of shit. How dare you? But I will say that what I but what I am seeing a change in right now is I'm seeing a die off of all the shit that somebody posted like 2 weeks ago, we were still arguing over gender identification and this and that. Next thing you know, that shit's out the window right now. People are like, look, motherfucker, I don't care. Toilet paper's for both of us. Give it to me. I'm about to get the views about to get plummeted because I said both of us.
We're in 100% like rate right now.
But anyway, like in general,
this is gonna be the episode that just like
fuck this fucking podcast and fuck that mullet having motherfucker. Anyway,
we're demonetized already.
In general,
let's thank our sponsors, Miller Martial Arts and Rush Mixed Martial Arts.
So
there we go. We got some monetization.
But at the end of the day, though, like I'm seeing like like they do on social media, everything's catered now towards what's going on in the world today. And so it's like, damn, we just forgot all about this other shit. Like we forgot all about. It sucks. Kenny Rogers died. That sucks. American icon. But you know what I think of when stuff like that happens? It's bad to say it. I've thought since I was a kid. But I say that since I was old enough to understand like politics and like some of the shit in the world. I'm like, damn, motherfuckers got to live through this. Like he don't have to live through. Like 2020 has been brutal, but like.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, like just people. I'm saying as far as like people dying. Yeah,
it's March.
I know. Motherfuckers like hold my beer. Let me fuck your life up a little bit more. Yeah, but
what do you mean? It's been brutal.
As far as like the deaths, it's
Who?
like you're starting to see more icons. I mean,
Kobe died.
The Kobe died thing,
okay.
Like, and the Kenny Rogers.
Who's Kenny Rogers?
Dude, is a kind. What? Bitch, I ought to hit you with this mic. Fucking open your eyes up. Let me fucking pump this shit.
Who's Kenny Rogers?
He's a country music star. Damn, man. What? You done muzzle sweat people in here, but you don't know who Kenny Rogers is. That doesn't go hand in hand. But anyway, like in general, though.
You genuinely don't know.
You don't know who Kenny Rogers is?
No, bro.
Damn.
If I had my Wi-Fi hooked up.
I'm sure if you played a song, I go, oh, I know that song, but I don't know who Kenny Rogers is.
You got a neck curtain like that, and you don't know who Kenny Rogers is.
Just tell me who he is real quick.
He's a country music star.
Okay,
That's it.
Name one song.
Okay.
No, don't pull it up. No, see? Hey, you obviously don't know who he is either. Name one song.
No.
You name me one fucking song.
I'm going to pull it up.
Hey, this is like in Boondock Saints. It's like, you name me one fucking song and I'll blow my head off. Remember when he was like, tell me that cat's fucking name.
I don't have Wi-Fi.
Yeah, your Wi-Fi is kicking me off.
Oh my God.
You need to call corporate about that.
Very good. So you can't name me one song that he did. That's end of story.
It's not bad.
Did he sing the song? You gotta know when to hold 'em.
Know when to fold 'em.
Gotta know when to walk away. No?
You might know. it,
Maybe you
Cole.
just do a bad rendition.
That's exactly how it goes. Oh my god, I wish I could pull it up.
I'm sure I know
I
that.
got
Okay,
Wi-Fi right now.
okay. If he's as big as you guys say he is, I know a song. Could this be on YouTube if he's playing this? Okay,
But-
I'll figure it out later.
So anyway, though, no, in general though, I've just seen a lot of stuff. Like a lot of people have just forgot about, I guess, whatever, everything else that was going on that they were really mad about 2 weeks ago. Is they're no longer mad about it anymore, and then they have now turned the attention to pointing at other things, pointing their attention to other people, other political parties. So it's like situations like this. They have a tendency to unite people in a way, and then they have a tendency to divide people. Obviously, anything
The people
will.
who are getting divided are always getting divided.
That-
The
yeah.
people who are making this political are political year round.
Yeah. So
The people who are getting united are usually the people who unite around other things.
right.
All this does is magnify and just reinforce who people are. I'm trying to unify. I'm trying to be a congregator. Come on over.
Congregator.
We will train. We will prepare for these idiots getting out of line at Kroger. I'm just tired of hearing about it. I'm talking about it and I'm tired of hearing
I
about
know.
it.
So
I'm part of the problem.
goddamn. Yeah. True that. So look.
I'm going to go home and waterboard myself in the shower.
You're just gonna fold the beard up on your mouth and
Yeah.
breathe in. So, at the end of the day, though, like we're starting to see more. Kids are getting creative now. Like parents are getting creative over some of the stuff they're doing with their kids. Our kids have done some cool artwork. I thought that was cool.
Jara just got ABC Unlimited or
Yeah. For Link.
hold on, that can't be the name of what that
Is
thing's called.
it a program? The learning program for Link.
Yeah,
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
I just want to get it right.
I was homeschooled for majority of my life, and so I do want to point out that
AB
it's not the end of the world to
Sure.
learn.
Yeah,
how-
my oldest daughter's homeschooled.
ABC Mouse
Yeah, ABC Mouse,
subscription.
yeah.
Okay, that's what it's called. So we got a cute little picture.
Check them out.
Learning.
Mr. Wussy Man, as you call him.
I don't call him
You
that.
make him call himself that.
a
I'm
wussy.
a wussy boy.
A wussy boy
God
when
damn.
he acts like a wussy boy. Okay, like all right, where's parent?
Here
Where's
Here we go,
parent of
piece
2020?
fucking shit.
Yeah, all right. I don't tell you how to parent your kids.
Well, you've told me that I was throwing the lead hook fucking a bit incorrect on an 8-year-old, so that is being a bit bossy.
Okay. True.
I've
Oh.
no, damn,
oh.
fucking broke it. Probably getting so, but
You know what's not made in China?
these nuts.
This
Oh,
Medford knife.
thought you were about to say that. I was gonna
Just-
get ahead of it.
Look at that.
So let me ask you,
The fighter flipper.
what do you
It's
think?
basically a foldable K-bar knife. For those of you on YouTube, you're seeing this right now. It's a piece of artwork. Medford, made in America. American steel, handcrafted, assembled by hand. And just look at the beautiful design of
Craftsmanship.
this knife and craftsmanship. Here, hold it.
Getting my fingerprints all over it. He's gonna go fucking hold up a Starbucks. Ugh. That thing is awesome. It's got good balance to it too. Like, this is legit. That's nice. They're gonna like fillet. Is it really sharp?
Very.
See, I'm not the person holding. I mean, I can hold knives, but here, you got to do this. I got one hand right
Yeah,
now.
dude.
So anyway, oh, it's outward. See, I'd have filleted myself up. Although I was working with my friend Charles on some Kali and some like knife fighting.
Hell yeah.
That was fun. That was fun.
Isn't it fun to shake things up?
Yeah, it's fun. It's different. Like you add a knife into the picture. I do that.
keep inviting you out to all these combative seminars
know.
we host. I invite you to go shooting. Come do
But I
combative.
do,
You never do it.
We've started at the gym. We started small glove training at the end of no gi. You just put on your gloves and just, let's do that. We'll do 3 or 4 rounds with no gi, and then we'll say, hey, let's put the gloves on
for the last 3 or 4.
Let's see what's working for you. Let's see where you're stagnant and you're a little too complacent.
Is your jiu-jitsu effective?
Yeah.
With strikes, and also that's strikes being thrown from people that train. So if any of you street fighters out there going, yeah, let's find out if your jiu-jitsu is effective. That we're not talking about against you. We know it's effective against you. You're trash. But is it effective with strikes being thrown from another trained individual?
Yeah.
To find that out.
I'm posting up like a little technique today. Just something I shot with El Toro Loco.
Okay.
Sweet Tea. He was just my Okie. He was my punching bag.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, and I went over very lightly about like punching from the position, but yeah, it shakes things up. It changes things. And so even like adults, I know you got to find stuff to do right now. I know some of you guys are, we got to fucking work, bitch. Well, I know a lot of you guys got some off time too, and you got some time with your family.
How do you guys go to work putting everyone in danger in your community? How could you do that?
So, but anyway, like
bunch of fucking snowflakes out there.
I can tell you this.
I need my snowflake shirt right now.
They shut down the drag strip. And if you think that some of them dudes are abiding by that, these deserted roads, Jesus Christ, Ranger Up. Shout out to Ranger.
Yeah, Ranger Up.
Ranger Up.
Cool,
they make some neat stuff. But yeah, a lot of these dudes are taken to the streets of the country roads right now, man. And they're so the streets are about to start singing. So better see some fast cars on the street. And you're like, I can't believe you condone in street racing. It's like, well, I can't believe you condone in fucking large crowds right now. So, I mean,
yeah,
I'd rather go out behind the wheel of that car than
let this man
in my
sit
bed
in his quarantine vehicle and race for money illegally while you legally go to work, potentially infecting your whole community. How could you do that?
Yeah, it's there is some really interesting times, man, because some people are like, all right, we're going back to the old ways. I'm like, damn, this is like the street racing scene. Like, we're going back to the old ways.
I think
here we go.
Somebody showed me a video of these guys stealing Sudafed. They just walked in, got all the Sudafed.
Yeah.
Like
and that's,
they just walked out without
stealing it.
That's the, what do they call it? It was the that. Oh shit! It's California, like I think like New York. There's a couple of these states. They what do they call that? That Prop 6 something warrant. Anyway, it's like there's a statute now that you only get fined for less than $150. There's a video that made its way around. A couple of my buddies showed it, and it just shows these women walking into like a Ulta. And just literally taking their hand and wiping the shelves into their bag, and
I think that has something to do with there's a statute that
that's
like,
right.
You don't get arrested.
You don't get arrested. It's just a fine.
It's like less than $150
that's right.
worth of.
And so they just walked
items.
out, and it's like, hey, y'all do that in the big box stores. You walk into a mom and pop store like that, dude. You're especially in maybe a more rural area. You get fucking laid down.
Yeah.
Somebody will beat. Yeah, they got their. I remember working at Lowe's when I was like 18. You weren't allowed to touch anybody.
Yeah. That's why people that I was telling him, because it's an extension of what Walmart has. Like, you're not allowed to touch them. You can't
touch people. Like, let it go. We'll write it off. And you let that. Well, you do that to a small store, to a mom and pop store, dude. You'll get fucking kidnapped. They'll beat the shit out of you. They should. Not saying they have the ability. If they don't train, they may not have the ability. And it might go worse. If they don't train, they might just fucking lay your ass down and, shooting you in the fucking back. There's some people just like, I can't take the shit. Like, I have to, you're not going to come here and steal everything I have, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, that's one of them things that's like, that's crazy to know you can walk in and just take some stuff and go like, hey, you can't touch me and I'm leaving. Call the police, whatever. They're going to give me a fine.
When I was younger, I used to know some like guys in high school that were troublemakers, that like they were the type that would walk.
Sure.
Man, I always used to think, I was like, the balls on these guys. Like,
right.
They just walk in and walk out. And I'm like, but yeah, no, you do that in the wrong place, wrong situation.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't, I ain't saying I hope these dudes get smoked, but dude, there's gotta, that's like you catch a person like that, it doesn't change. It's like catching you for weed and then saying like, I'm giving you a fine. You're never going to do this again, right? No, it's not that. But I'm saying like in general, like you catch somebody stealing like that, there's got to be a human, a conscious change made in the brain. That's a motherfucker that needs to sit at home and look at themselves in the mirror for 2 hours and go, am I a piece of shit or not?
Well, and there's levels to it too. Of like, you also have to look at it. Why are they stealing?
Right.
Like a lot of times, are they stealing because they just want to? Or you go back in the LA, you reference like the LA riots,
Right.
That
Yeah.
time period.
A
Like
little different there. Yeah.
people, and then people start looting. I've never understood looting. I never understood like there's a middle of a catastrophe. I'm gonna go steal a 70-inch TV. Never understood.
Yeah. Nice.
Well,
You know what I need right now? A TV.
like all good things, all bad things must come to an end. And at the end of whatever it is, they're going to have a 70-inch TV. I guess that's why.
Dude,
Touche.
yeah. But yeah, that's like, and you see some people that just like fuel from the adrenaline of doing something like that, of stealing. But I'm talking like that video. You walk in a makeup store and you just start wiping the shelves clean. Oh man, that right there, just because they know they can get away with it.
This video was like cell phone footage
Fuck
on these guys' faces while they were just wiping the Sudafed off, and the people were following them out the store. They just walked in, wiped it all down, and walked on out.
Fucking tweakers.
Yeah, I don't think you could hear the audio because the guy was basically just like, "Oh, screw you guys. Hope y'all overdose." Like, because it's obvious what they're doing. It's just Sudafed. That's all they were taking.
Wild.
Jesus, dude. Yeah, I don't know, man. Could you imagine somebody walking into your establishment with that mentality?
Walk in my academy and start swiping my Yokow gloves off the pro shop and see what happens to you.
And what is like, I don't know. Anyway, so
Hey, I'm gonna ask you. Like, I'm being serious. Walk in my gym, start swiping the Yokow gloves. If somebody walked into your academy and just started taking like all the t-shirts and stuff off the shelves or the gear, what would you do about it?
I think everyone knows that answer. I've done way worse to people for way fucking less. Way less.
Yeah.
Way less.
100.
I've tried to remove people's fucking heads off their shoulders for way less. But
I've seen it. Been a long time.
yeah. But like in general, they're like in this whole situation here, I hope we never get to that. That's when we start going backwards as a society. When we start doing that shit in mass numbers, I think right now, like I said, I think people are holding it together pretty well. They're like coming up with ideas. I said it on my Facebook Live last night. I've been dressing up, man. Y'all, I had this, and forgive me, I don't know, I can't remember the name of the full dress that I was wearing when I was in Bahrain, but it was gifted to me when I coached with the U.S. team. I thought it was really cool. I never put it on. It was still in the package. And then the nun outfit I wore last night, I had that for Halloween.
I was more confused by that one than your other one.
What, the nun?
The nun one. I was like,
It's just an outfit.
Why did he get this?
I got that was Halloween like 2 years ago. I never wore it because it was so fucking hot on Halloween. You know,
But
It
it's
was
a
just
nun.
too hot to dress as a nun.
it was hot as fuck, man. Yeah, that shit. It's like, yeah, it was.
Well, why were you going to dress as a nun? Was there
It was Halloween. It was just.
Was there
No,
a
but did you have
counterpart?
a counterpart that was
Like-
a priest?
I
or-
didn't.
There's no joke. Just
You're just gonna be a nun.
I was
You're a
just
nun.
fucking nun.
That's
I don't know.
random.
It is
I
different.
thought one of the requirements for a nun was to be a woman.
Yeah, well,
You can
Not
be
in
anything you want
2020.
these days.
Okay, that's true.
so, and then like, I don't know. I had thought of tonight. I'm out of costume, so I gotta kind of get it together. Might get a little bit risque. I don't know. I have to put on the wife's clothes. I don't know if I want to do that, but you know, I'm trying to anyway. Just trying to lift the spirits, and the techniques I'm showing, by the way,
Are legit.
those are my favorites. Those are like ones I really like. Yeah, and I credited Mako last night. And ones I've done. I've used Mako's setup as a great entry to a lot of other
You
variations.
talking about on that arm drag?
No, that matador and the matador, the sweeping the leg and then clearing the ties.
Oh yeah,
Putting the body on an axis like that. You put the person on one leg and then you just dump them.
Man, that's one of the coolest things about wrestling and sweeping from the bottom of jiu-jitsu. I think that takedowns and sweeping are a lot alike.
Sure.
I think that's why they get the same amount of points. But anytime if people want to be effective in wrestling, it took me a long time to figure this out. Take all of their weight and put it onto one limb, one leg.
Right.
And then take that weight that's on that one leg and put it off center.
Right.
And then you're going to have success. It's just keeping the person off
The
balance.
great, the
I'm gonna
greatest.
credit Mako for that too.
Yeah.
He taught me a lot about just getting somebody off balance. It's
That's
not
right.
about taking them down.
That's
It's
right.
about getting a good spot and putting them off
And that's-
balance. Once you got them off balance, then the first one might not work.
That's
the
right.
second one might not work. Hell, you might just go back to the first one
Yeah.
a second time, and then it'll work.
And that's what I stated last night. Is like it's putting you in position to attack and putting you in high percentage positions. That's the goal.
Jason Kelly's big on that too.
Yeah,
It's just
that's the
getting to a
goal.
good spot.
Getting to good spots. And that's what, when I teach a lot of that. Finishing rates will change, and finishing touches will change depending on the counter and the athlete. But anyway,
like me and you like a lot of different types of takedowns.
Right.
If people who are listening can't tell, go to YouTube. You can see that me and Bubby are built a little bit different from one another. But I like different takedowns than Bubby likes. But one thing I really do like about that Bubby teaches is the basics of hand fighting. And that's one thing I'm going to get from Mako. He's got that new DVD out. Steve Mako does. It's I think it's a little bit more like advanced as far as hand fighting and foot sweeps. I'm familiar with his foot sweep stuff. He showed me a lot of really good stuff from it, but I'd like to see the hand fighting. But you do a very good job of that.
The hand fighting is that's the middle ground. That's the communication between two athletes. When you hand fight, it's how you talk to one another.
Mm-hmm.
You have to constantly keep hands on deck, and most wrestlers don't know when to separate. And you see wrestlers like tie up and then reach down and touch the mat. And it was like, it was part of my warm-up drill. I'm doing stance and motion drills and touching the mat. And it was like, well, yeah, the time for that's gone.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's time to hand fight, steer, move, push, jam them, circle them.
Get the guy off balance.
Get him off balance. Know where he's about to put his weight, because you're about to position him there and then attack. That's what it's about. So, but the cool thing about how we've gotten off track on this, but the cool thing about this is that the internet's about to get really fucking popular.
We've seen a lot of slashes and sales and instructional DVDs and videos. That's how we can tie this in.
The internet's getting really fucking popular, because like now people are putting techniques up and
mental reps. I'm so big on this. My jiu-jitsu has gotten so much better from just doing film study. It can be self-film study if you have that luxury to go back in old footage, or if you have maybe a garage mat system and look at yourself rolling or even drilling. But I'll go back and watch certain guys with certain styles too. Maybe it's stuff that I don't like, but it'll just make me a more complete person. Yeah. And sometimes when you drill stuff that's not natural to your own game, you'll find that you won't do the move that you're practicing, but it'll connect a dot. Yeah. And now all of a sudden, like, you'll go, oh, the move that I do is now better because of this concept or idea or major movement in the move that you had nothing to do with. So
what I'm going to be using is the app called Zoom.
Yeah, we'll be doing
Zoom.us.
Mm-hmm.
I can get on, start a chat or start a thread or a feed, and I can just send a link. I can post a link, and you can click on that link and you can chime into that link. And basically what that does, it screen shares what I'm seeing, even to your mobile device. You can hear me, you can see me, but I'm going to be doing as well. I'm going to do a fight breakdown. I love what Daniel Cormier has done with details. When I had the flu, I watched every fucking one of them on repeat. Actually, I loved it. And I like,
oh, you can rewatch them.
Yeah,
it's not just live and then done.
Correct.
It's an actual podcast.
Yeah,
like it's a whole
on
thing.
Zoom. I mean, I've used it a few times.
No. I did this
Daniel's,
on.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Daniel Cormier has done his on ESPN Plus.
Now
but
we could. There's ways that I do with clients with this stuff. This is like you're talking about.
Yeah.
I've been begging clients to behave online the way they are now. I'm like, yes, you should have been doing this all along.
Right.
But we can record that type stuff too. So like that. Yeah.
That's what
I was curious.
That's what I want to do,
Zoom.
and that's something that keep
Zoom
in touch.
You can record it.
We'll pick a. We talked about the last podcast what the next one would be, but this coronavirus thing has become a front row for a lot of things, and but we talked about our opinions on what it takes to build the best athlete.
Yeah, listen up. How to make your ideal pro fighter. We will be doing that still.
Right. That was
when is there too much cross training and pushing through failure and moving on to the next fight. Yeah. These are going to be a few of the topics we talk about in the coming podcast.
And in the midst of this, we'll get together and do a co-op on the breaking down a fight, and we'll break down and it'll break stylistically. We'll break down different fighters, and that'll be some things you'll get to see our opinions on things as well that are alike and are different. On certain,
we're so different. I'm so behind the times. A lot of my mindset stuff.
So, but anyway, that's kind of the tune in today was basically this thing going on. And do you buy into it? Do you not buy into it? What are you doing? How's it changed your life as of right now? Have you done anything? Have you panic bought?
Nope.
we
you got a haircut.
Panic bought.
I did. I did get a haircut and a beard. It was more about the beard trim. I have clippers at home, and guys, I don't have much hair, as you can see. I'm just taking like a one guard. I could have done that at the house, but since I made it to the barber, I did get a beard trim. I got more hair on my face than I do my.
I tell you what.
God forbid you have the apocalypse beard.
What we did, we didn't panic buy. We bought like we do at summer for kids that are going to be at home. So we had to
stock up on juice.
We had to get more food. But these people that are stockpiling on toilet paper, there's no, dude, y'all, I was pulling into, the first time I saw this, I pulled into Sam's Club here in Middle Georgia in Macon, and I saw the back of trucks filled with, I was like, where in the fuck is that going? It's like, why?
I wish I had bought stock in Charmin.
If you shit that much in even 2 months, you need to go get a colonoscopy in general.
100%.
Like, I don't think you have enough food on the shelves to shit that much. Or the way I've seen it, that maybe the strategy was they bought every fucking can of Sloppy Joe off the shelves, so they knew they needed that much toilet paper.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what happened. Maybe I'm fucking missing it.
The way I eat, I've been able to find everything I ever need on the shelf.
and we have too, man. Like people, I think when they talk about the bubble and like it popping, and when they're like, okay, it's a lot, when they finally say this mandated, it's been for a few days now. We've heard like there's going to be a mandated quarantine. They're going to be patrolling your streets. In certain cities now, like cops are using drones to yell at people, to like use the microphone, like, hey, you need to go back inside. I don't know what the fuck these people are doing, but anyway, I know that certain areas have curfews, like in Albany, I guess it is. They have 10
There's
p.m.
a couple places here that my sister told me.
Yeah, 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. curfew, stuff of that nature. So I know that, but like,
I was just looking for the time.
Anyway, outside of
How much are we in right now?
Just over an hour and 20.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
So like, but it's only changed that for us because we're just having to find shit to do. Like we went to Hobby Lobby and bought a bunch of canvases that my girls like to paint on.
Yeah, I was just about to say, like, if you have a son, and maybe like I always wanted to do this. My son's a little
Just I was thinking of you fucking crow hopping this fucking line drive down Link's throat. He's just holding the fucking get it, wussy boy.
No, like
now say it.
It always seemed cool to me, like in movies and stuff, when the dad builds a model airplane with the kid. Like, so my son's only 5, so like I think that's just maybe like 2 more years. That'd be perfect. but maybe I should go play some catch, like Bubby suggested.
You know what I want to do? I want to do like more skits. I enjoy the comedy. I want to do more skits. Like I almost bought a model car the other day at Hobby Lobby. And I talked myself into it. And then I was like, I'm not that smart. This motherfucker's talking about 7+. Tiffany comes up and is like, 7 hours. You would have stomped that thing into pieces an hour or 2. And I'm like, damn.
Remember those RC drift cars that we had?
Yeah, we had RC drift cars.
We should be recording like us racing and stuff like that.
I still have a go-kart chassis that I raced growing up. It hangs on my wall in my garage.
There's a go-kart racing movie on Netflix right now that you need to watch.
I need to check that. So if it covers physical and verbal abuse, then I can relive it. But if not, then I can't relate. But it's like
I think it might be with an Australian guy or something.
Okay.
I don't know, but check it out.
So like, but like, yeah, I'd consider like my daughters I have a CRF 50 Honda dirt bike. Then we have like an electric Razor. Like they've been riding the shit out of that, but that's like owning one jet ski. It can be boring when you just, you go out and have one jet ski or one dirt bike. But 2 of my daughters, one of them will jump on the electric one, the other will jump on the 50 and they'll ride. But then there's the third daughter and this shit becomes real life, apocalyptic type. And they're like, give me the dirt bike. No, I'm riding it. And it's like, here we go. Fucking Grand Theft Auto is about to happen. Somebody's about to get pushed off this bike.
Somebody's getting yanked off.
Yeah, and I just let them go. But they've been like, man, our driveway, they've been like chalk art in our driveway, but like they've been getting along, man. They take pictures and we've been trying to, we thought of going to the cabin in Helen. Our family has a cabin up there, but I've heard that area, I guess, I don't know if that area in particular is infected more, but I know that area has shut down a lot. In Rome or in Helen, Georgia, they have shut down a lot of the restaurants and everything up there even. So, but anyway, it's fine. I would like to carry food up, get into the woods for a while. Our buddy Kyle Leisher did that. They went up to a North Georgia area and just kind of camped out in the woods in this cabin and just hung out in the woods all day. I wouldn't mind doing stuff like that, man. Getting my kids out and maybe changing the scenery up some. But they have been really good, man. They've been bored on the tablet, so they don't really fuck with the tablet. They get out and they play and they do stuff, or they go outside and do artwork. Even though the pollen's been heavy, that's the only thing that's changed in our lives as far as like I'm home more. You know what I mean now, and it's but I want to work. I like working. I want to.
Yeah, same here. And
that's what I'm saying. Like I want to do the new ideas. I want to get some of the things in place.
I made an Instagram story post, and I got some motherfucking haters talking about this shit, dude. I think it's I talk a lot about how like a lot of times people don't want to listen to what is said. They don't like how it's said or who says it. And I just
agree with that.
I just said, well, it's gone now. But it basically said that my life is basically not affected. My life is dedicated to martial arts. I'm going to continue to do that. I'm going to continue focusing on making my school better. And I'm doing that while we're not even open. So people just like presume like you're infecting everybody. Like hold up. You didn't listen. That's another problem with doing things under 140 characters like you would on Twitter. It's like you can't really convey everything.
Yeah.
But I hope, and we can make jokes about this. Everybody better have clean fucking houses and perfect fucking lawns after this shit. You know, like if
I want to see a bunch of chiseled, ripped motherfuckers. You're gonna show.
Getting back, like what he's talking about. He likes working. I like physically working, like lifting weights and training jiu-jitsu and kickboxing and mental reps and film study and planning administrative stuff for my school. Like I'm obsessed and I'm driven. But separate from that, like do your lawn. You know, clean your house, just all those parts, because I know that because of how much I am consumed and obsessed with martial arts, I don't do a lot of stuff at home, you know, but I can take this time now and still focus on myself, but also do more stuff at home. And get that place clean, get that lawn done, fix some of these fucking pressure washers whose carbs are dirty and stuffed. I got to do that just a little bit. Pisses me off. And they make these things so you can't work on them now. So you got to take a whole lot more stuff off.
You got to buy a whole nother fucking pressure washer because of the carb issue.
I'm sweating right now.
What grinds my gears.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like, you know, we've still been pressing on with t-shirts, you know, making t-shirts and stuff like that. I have some.
I need some from you. I want to do. I told you I want to do that Batman hero quote on the back, but I want to have I survived Corona or something on the front.
Me and Tiffany have talked about doing the Corona shirt, but I had my buddy Queese Hall. He fabbed up a badass shirt. We call our group at the gym the 6th Street Degenerates, and that's what it is. And it fits the look of the gym and everything, and that's what we are.
Because you guys are on 310 6th Street, Macon, Georgia.
That's correct. Good plug.
Yeah.
But in general, like the things I want to do inside of the gym, we have taken the time now to even we got new product in from Defense Soap. Like, you know, we got a whole slew of their stuff in between body wipes and stuff. We want to shift some things around too, move some equipment around. This is kind of times that we like to do stuff like this.
Gonna move that cage into my new school.
Yeah. When we do that, we're expanding like mat space. We're gonna expand a big ass hell.
Are you gonna do a right angle or are you gonna do something different?
I'm gonna do a 90.
Yeah, that's cool.
Our mats will be one big L, and so anyway, it'll be really cool. It'll be a lot of mat space, but I'm gonna take the mats that we take out, and we're either gonna put them in the back or I'm gonna put them in a second academy that I'm looking at opening after this is over.
Yeah. People are talking, are you planning? Are you putting contingencies in place for the end of time for your school? No, I'm actually planning on moving forward, opening second locations, expanding my school with more expensive equipment. No, I'm not worried about shutting my doors.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's
just want to start kicking motherfuckers.
And I don't like that. I don't like that thought process either. I don't like.
It's weak. And when I call the people out on their weakness. Again, they don't like how I say it. Yeah. You're weak. That's not meant to like make you feel like we're strong and you're weak. No, here's my hand. Let me pull you up to where we are. Let me elevate you.
But yeah, I'm ready to see people get back in. And I hope people, when we come back in, I hope they're hungry. I hope they're ready.
Oh, yeah. I'm with it.
You know what? I really hope. This is what I really hope. Distance will make the heart grow fonder. I hope that when people come back, they're like, hey, man, I fucking took this for granted. And I really do need this in my life. I have missed this shit. I've missed this tough ass training in this hot ass gym.
The mental stimulation of the difficulty of the techniques and how deep that rabbit hole goes when you take that red pill.
But I hope
you with me on that?
Yeah, I understand. But I hope that they miss it. I hope the parents have seen like, hey, my kid needs this. And you know what? I'm sorry that I didn't give you my all. I'm asking a lot out of our parents right now. That's what I'm really asking. It's like, hey, get engaged, man. Like, understand it. Like, your kid does need this. It does good for them. Help your kid. Work with them. Don't let them lose interest while this is going on. If anything, this is the best outlet. And once again, get to know your kid differently. And like I said that earlier, I can't stress that enough, man. So
turns out a lot of people don't like their kids.
A lot of motherfuckers are like, fuck these little motherfuckers.
That's
Get
funny.
Get the fuck outside.
But that's good to see too. If you don't like your kid, they're the product of what? You.
Exactly.
I'm not saying that you're bad, but maybe you're like a lot of people pride themselves on being a hard worker, and you should, but maybe sometimes there's better ways to work hard, and maybe you need to work on your child too,
For sure. Yeah, I mean,
and I'm not a perfect parent, guys. I'm definitely not giving any type of advice to you that I'm not giving to my own self.
Right.
I need to do the same. So if you don't like your little kid, though, he's a little motherfucker, maybe work on that in this time.
I don't know why I always think of that one Eminem lyric. He's like, Randy, the codeine, and goddamn it, you little motherfucker. If you ain't got nothing nice to say, then don't say nothing. And then it pauses and he goes, fuck that, you bitch. I'm like, damn, that's exactly what I imagine right now when people are like, you little motherfucker. But that's just me. But once again, I have a different.
I think this is a great time to say to our parents, I hope that you're not watching this with your children right now.
Yeah. And the same thing.
This went from G-rated fast.
Because, I mean, what I'm saying, like, that doesn't make us bad people. We find humor and we have maybe a different personality or a different sense of humor in certain things. It doesn't make you a bad person.
No.
I saw something about the fact that in this type of situation too, that like to point out that like humor is a way that
it's
people
very
get
important.
through things.
Man.
Why do you think my live streams at night have been me dressing up as a sheik or a nun? It's humor, man.
Yeah.
You have to find ways to laugh at these situations. Let me tell you, dude, if you are the kind of person that sees the negative limelight and everything of going on, and you're like, oh, this and this, and oh my God, fucking, stay the fuck away from me, dude. Stay the fuck away from me.
You people are the ones that go through comedian shows with fine-tooth combs, just shitting on them and hating on them. Get the hell away from me. Toxic ass motherfuckers, man. I'll front kick you in the chest.
I see people do that a lot, and it's like, God almighty, man. Like, you ain't got, I mean, I know it's better to say you ain't got nothing nice to say, but you really ain't got nothing better to think about than, well, goddamn, if we're about to tank, like you say, oh, this is it, you have some items I would like to have. Can I have them since you're not going to need them anymore? Since you are certain this is it. I don't know. That's the way I'm like, goddamn, man. But there's just people like that, though. You're right. They'll find the negative in every single thing, and they will make sure that they point it out. I can't live like that. I don't know. I can't. And if you have a kid, do you do that with your kid too? I don't know. I think of shit like that. Because I over the years, over 13 years, I have seen it in certain parents, and I've tried to help them. Like, hey, don't ever. And I mentioned this the other night. It's important. What's your kid? And this is something I will give you advice on this. And people say I'm not a parental expert. I will give you advice on this. How your kids see you in a situation like this is going to embed in their head the rest of their life. I will guarantee you that. They will remember how you acted if you went crazy and panicked and fucking, how the person you show yourself as right now is going to be, well, we've heard the sayings before, like who you are in troubling times defines, that's your real personality. That's who you are. That's the people. That's who people really need to see. It's not how you are when you're up on times and you're happy and this and that. Let me see what you look like during deep shit. But if you are acting like a lunatic right now and you are panicking and going crazy and you're like overreacting in certain situations, your kids are going to remember. You're probably scaring the shit out of your kids.
I was just about to say, if you're the type of person that puts a door up against your locked, or a chair up against your locked door, you're teaching your child to live in fear.
That's right. And
I hate that.
Yeah, no, for sure. I do too, man. I hate the overbearing of certain situations. It's like, I understand there's certain things that do need to be brought up, and there's things that you need to educate your kids on, but there is a way, like we talk about it, there's a way to say it and to do it, to demonstrate and to display it and to lead by example. Mm-hmm. Doing that is not, I promise you, it's not the kid you want to raise. You don't want to raise a kid that's led by fear like that.
Yeah.
It's a kid that's not going to pull the trigger on certain things in life because they're always going to be afraid of failure.
Hesitancy.
That's right. And it's something that we combat a lot in athletes. You know that as well as I do. We combat a hesitant athlete. That's the hardest mind frame to get over.
It's not, I tell them, it's not so important which technique that you pick, so long as you pick one.
That's right.
I say that all the time.
Absolutely.
It's like, in the hesitancy, that's time that you are not on the offense. And if you're not on the offense, then you're on the defense.
Yeah.
And they're implementing their game on you with your hesitancy, and it's only going to get you messed up in the long run.
That's right. So it's like, that's the piece of advice. If I can give a parental piece of advice, and that's something that you got to understand and think about, man. It's like being smart's one thing, but being overbearing beyond that, that's another thing. It's gonna hinder your child from, especially during this situation.
Having the ability to make a call in a tough situation.
That's right. So, like like I said, who your kids see you as right now in troubling times, and I know, man, some of you people may have lost your jobs and stuff. That's still the time. How your kids see you in troubling times like that, it really matters, man. I'm not telling you to be a fake motherfucker, but I'm telling you that maybe you should sit down and think about how you act as well, or how you feel overall about certain situations. And if before people go off and point and say like, "What the fuck do you know?" I can remember waking up being so cold I couldn't sleep anymore, and then seeing the oven as the heater. So before you go off and tell me I don't know shit, I can tell you I know a lot about that shit. But you know what? My life wasn't based on material things. I just wanted to go out and play. I wanted to race go-karts. I wanted to just do stuff. But how my parents acted was had a direct impact on that. You know, my dad worked his ass off. My mom did as well. And I watched my parents pull themselves out of that situation into buying a brand new house, and the jobs got better and stuff. And so, yeah, like I can relate on from the bottom level of that, all about it. You know, no central heat and air, none of that. And then living in a horrible trailer park to living, you know, and now, and I'm not tooting the horn, but you know, I have the cars I want to have, and
you've done a good job.
I'm able to provide for my family and enjoy and love what I do.
Self-made man.
And and able to give that to my kids. And what do I do to my kids? And people say, "You aren't afraid that your child's not getting a normal life because she's homeschooled?" That's right. I don't have a normal fucking child either. I have a child, I believe, that is extraordinary, that wants to pursue something, and I'm not going to be the person that blows that flame out, because that's what happens to kids. There's going to be a day where like, it's time to grow up, and you need to let that go, and it's time to think about security and getting this job. Fuck all that. And this is the time frame right here we talk about in life. This is your chance to do that, because right now it's a fucking no holds barred situation in certain households. You know what I mean? As far as it's all bets are off right now, because you're losing your job, you're doing these things, or you might be in fear. Now might be that time to pull the trigger on things you've always wanted to do, and you might find that you're probably going to pull through it with flying colors. And if you don't, you will not die knowing what if. You know, fucking A. That's my thoughts on this whole situation, in a nutshell.
Bro, I think that's a good one. Yeah. I say it a little bit different.
Bitches.
Hey, that was good. Let's come out the other end of this.
Are you about to muzzle sweep somebody?
No.
Are you gonna point at the camera? Are you gonna waka flocka?
I could.
Bow, 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 bow. Dick squad. Bop, bop, bop. Thank you.